Around 100 workers from across the state line who work with young people met Thursday for a summit. There were breakout groups discussing how they can reach their potential working with young people, especially with mental health. Officials credit the youth for bringing up these tough topics and say workers have the potential to inspire lives.
You can do to start. When in dark times, you don't really see your own potential, and that's why it's great to have a tribe of mentors or even just one person that consistently shows up and is patient and just listens without judgment, and that's where relationships truly start to blossom.